Let's move on. Had to stop any nonsense there. Could they copyright me for that on YouTube? I wonder. Anyway, Moncada's here. We are still looking pretty good. We miss out on our preferred reliever. I don't think we're going to get Jay Gould anymore. I'm not matching that Marlins offer. And I don't think we're going to get AJ Pook. The Pook. I don't think we're going to get him either. Vladdy's still out there. They can copyright you for anything on YouTube. That's very true. So honestly, I don't think we have that much left to do aside from the first baseman. I didn't really like any of the other starters. At least not this year. I mean, you could go off a base ERA. Jay Gould was the best one. Could go for a veteran. Walker Buehler. I guess we didn't even really look at Walker Buehler. It'd be him or Justin Steele. Or Dylan Lesko. It'd probably be Walker Buehler as a veteran at that point. Might as well just give Hubbard that 5th spot and have like Bobby Sabori as the long reliever at that point. Yeah. I think we're going to be okay. Catcher's a huge question mark. Try to trade Bush. Have Moncada at third, which we desperately needed. Outfield has some pieces that need to be maneuvered. I do think we're okay. Let's set up the trade block because I haven't done that yet. I wanted to wait until we kind of knew what was going on. So at catcher, one of these four is going to be the guy. Not really worried. Kincaid, Vaccaro, even Aquino can be there. First base, Martin Webster, put him on the block. Indeed, I do think it was Bobby Witt Jr. who was at the top there. Baez, Torrero, Cowan. Third base, I want to keep Dave Cole, but Nate Logan, Jason Maloney, if I can get anything for you. I need a third baseman, and I need a future shortstop. Miguel Dew, I don't want to move on from you, but I might have to. Throw Chen on the block. He's a good depth option, though. He is a good depth option. And then in right, Miguel Blay, Scruggs, Diego Hernandez, Steve Lopez, Priest. I mean, even Castro. I'm not against giving up some players with potential. Really not. So the biggest thing that we need, honestly, is probably just pitching. A bit more depth. Not any special challenges. The franchise is easier to win a Stanley Cup or the World Series. Probably the World Series. At least NHL feels more consistently cheap. I agree. Third base and actually third base and shortstop to try and future-proof it. That'll be our focus. Let's see what happens. I am still going to keep an eye on free agency. The Twins offer us Sandy Alcantara on the last year of his monster deal for Miguel Blay. And based on how bad Alcantara was last year, no. Yankees, Jeter Downs. Wow, Jeter Downs actually developed. Good for him. But it'd be for 20B68 Fernando Castro. That is not going to happen. Blue Jays, Blay for Barrios. No. Get ready for another offseason of these. Torrero for Barrios. God damn it. Yankees want God, here we go. Here we go with these shit offers. AJ goes to the Twins. Then offers Miguel Dew for Alcantara. No. Carrera for Alcantara. No. All right. Well, we are okay. Free agency. Jay Gould is still out there. He hasn't made his decision yet. Walker Buehler's out there too, and honestly, Walker, 1-year deal, $13.6 million. If you take it, I'm good with it. Reliever-wise. Again, one bad year for Whitley. It's when he was here. Really bad year for Josh Hader. Consistently in the threes for Sir Anthony Dominguez, but again, he's 37 and already a 74. Yerry De Los Santos actually hasn't been that bad. We got some money. We got some money to spend. Does Jimenez still want a butt ton? He does. He's been good, but man, unless his asking price drops, there's just no way. There's just no way I can do it. All right. Well, we got a few extra offers out there. The Vladdy or Fabregas option is still there. And Mark Schur is starting to field some offers, so if I were to go for him, it would have to be soon. But again, Kevin Simmons, obviously not as complete of a product, but if he becomes as complete of a product, he's going to be cheap as hell. Let's move forward a little bit. Yankees offer us, yeah, I mean, again, these trade offers are just going to be shit. It's going to be the same garbage over and over. That's why I prefer to use the trade block in NHL, but again, the trade block here is fucking broken. Jay Gould turns us down. Apparently we have too many players on our 40-man. We can pull Durbin Feltman off of the 40-man for now. We're going to need to get rid of two other guys. Carlos Villegas isn't bad, but I can get him off the roster. And Emmanuel Valdez. Just to free up spots for the Rule 5 if we need it. Yeah, we're just going to keep getting offered shit. Oh, just for the record. Michael Busch, prospects. Honestly, I might just have to frickin' break my word for this because I'm tired of these shit offers and I need certain players to go. I might finally break the rule about the trade finder because at the end of the day, it is still requesting trades. It's not like I'm going out and searching for the top prospects. So otherwise, some of these guys aren't going to get fucking dealt. 20 being a 62 for a reliever. 18 being a 61 for a starter. I prefer not to trade him in the American League, actually. 21 being a 64. I know there can be other offers, but the first one is normally the best. 20 being a 67. Charles Welsh, the third baseman. 20 being a 67. I think that's our best option. Or the shortstop, Cisneros. But we do need that third baseman a little bit more. Shout out to Red Sox Nation. What's going on? Good to see you. One Sox fan to another. Welcome in. Archie Light. We don't really need him. All right. Well, if we're breaking out of the only sent offers because it's broken as shit, we'd take this deal from the Diamondbacks, Charles Welsh and Martin Sanchez for Michael Busch, just to get Michael Busch off roster because old Billy Kay is here now. And you know what? Screw it, because I'm tired of getting sent garbage offers. Let's do it. Yeah, Michael Busch off to Arizona. Done deal. No problem. Is there anybody else that we wanted to move right now? And again, that makes room for Abraham Baez. Got Moncada at third. Now we got Welsh in the system, so a couple of third basemen who might make it. Miguel Dew might have to go because it's supposed to be Simmons, Levitt, and McDonald. What could we get from Miguel Dew? If we look at prospects specifically from the NL side, I wouldn't mind 21C and a 75 Jack Villa. Wouldn't mind it. 21C and a 76 shortstop, Napoleon Thomas. I mean, that would certainly get us a younger shortstop. There's the third baseman, Earl Laird. Not that I want another third baseman in the system. If we go all the way through, 22B is a center fielder. 20B and a 67 shortstop, Cisneros. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Let's see. He's definitely out. 19 being a 66 second baseman, Stephen Koo. We don't need a second baseman. The Reds offering us 21C 74 starting pitcher. And immediately Milwaukee can top that. We do, of course, need starting pitching. When do you not? There's Earl Laird. We did just get a third baseman, but hey, why not another one? I mean, if we wanted to play it as safe as possible for when Moncada goes, that would be a decent little option. Then there's Napoleon Thomas at shortstop, who is 21, a C, but he's already a 76. Not quite the depth I had in mind. He's honestly going to be too good already. And there's Jack Villa, but we had another better starting pitcher available. Honestly, Earl Laird. Whoops, went right past him. Just for the fact that we get an A back for him. He's a bit of a long shot, but again, third base. Third base isn't that bad. I don't want to move on from Miguel, but honestly, it's a decent return. Let's do it. Miguel due off to Pittsburgh, as we have really shored up our chances now of having a replacement at third base. If it's not Welsh or Laird, Tunick, then who the hell is it going to be? So we should be okay there. So now we got Simmons, Levitt, Miguel Blay is the next big one as we move on to our next era in the outfield. And there is a shortstop from San Diego, a 19A and a 59, Bob Conklin. Left fielder, Miles Oliveros. We don't need a left fielder. I mean, that's pretty much just Gutierrez. That's pretty much just Gutierrez. Bill Snow's not very good. That would pretty much just be Daryl Potts as a starter. Again, I don't want to trade a lot of these guys within the AL. Second baseman that we do not need. Reliever that we do not need. San Diego with that shortstop, though. Bob Conklin, 19A and a 59. We get a random third baseman and cap. So I think we had before. Conklin's a bit of a long shot, but that's what we need in case Marcelo Meyer leaves. So I hate to say it, but we're going to send Miguel Blay out to San Diego and really move on to that new era of outfield. Do what we have to do. From there, we're good. I don't want to get in the habit of being like, oh, well, here's this prospect who's not going to make it. Let me trade him for somebody good. Like, yeah, I don't want to do that. I already didn't feel good about using Trade Finder because it can be a bit awkward, but all things considered, not bad. Walker Buehler is the last guy that we have an offer out for to really shore up that pitching staff. Reliever-wise, we're fine. Again, we got the young catchers. I'm still tempted for those free agent first basemen. I really am. Second base, third base, shortstop, outfield, like we're good depth-wise. It's just first base. And now that we've kind of lifted the self-imposed break, if I were to deal Johnny McMahon, what could he get us? Willie Sierra's not that great. Henry Sanchez, not that we need another left fielder, but 21B and a 72 and another start. Trade Johnny McMahon for Ellis Betts and sign either Vladdy or the other guy. That is tough to turn down. Or Stuart Clayton from the Cardinals. Johnny McMahon would get us a decent return. All the more reason to be scared of trading him, because if he breaks out, the contract control is very, very good. Chris, good morning to you. Nikki as well. What's going on, fellas? All right, I did not notice. Vladdy is gone. I know there's player search, but I figured I can find him easier this way. I might be wrong. Where did Vladimir Guerrero go? There's faster ways to find him, but at this point, I'm in too deep. Where the hell did Vladdy go? Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Milwaukee, when they already had Nick Prado. Well, between free agents, if I was going to go for anybody, it probably was going to be Miguel Fabregas. So we're going to throw our name into the hat. And if we get him, so be it. If we get him, so be it. We know he's interested. If he signs, we'll make the McMahon flip. And Miguel Fabregas will be our main man at first base. Let's see what happens. And it didn't take long for Miguel to make his decision. An 8-year deal for first baseman Miguel Fabregas as Jordan Lawler gets a pretty damn big deal from Texas. Trevor Rogers is off to the Giants. Jonah Heim to the Rockies. And our boy Mark Schur, who I had to let him go. He needs to be a what if instead of getting him later. Mark Schur goes to Atlanta. So with that, let's do this. We know we're going to make that switch at first base. And it is going to be Johnny McMahon on the way out. I don't feel great about it, but it is what it is. We're committing to it. So for Johnny, we don't need a right fielder. Who's the best guy we can get? Padres offering a deal for a younger first baseman in Sammy Coley. Henry Sanchez in left, but again, we don't need a left fielder. Stuart Clayton from the Cardinals, 22B, 73 starter, and Hobbs, but I don't really consider him a part of the deal. As a result, you get a better reliever in that deal. Pittsburgh offering 24B 72 starting pitcher and a 23B 69 overall reliever. Kirby Sasaki in left. 22B and a 70 starter for the Cubs. Indeed and no indeed. The only wrestling promotion that I watch. Got Burrito at second, who we do not need. Center fielder. Worst starter. So, unfortunately, I think it was the Diamondbacks backed out on that reliever. But San Diego's offering a project first baseman, which would be great. St. Louis is offering a good starter in Stuart Clayton. Pittsburgh's offering a slightly worse starter, but a good reliever in Dustin Sabel. And Chicago's definitely out. So first baseman, starter, or starter and reliever for Johnny McMahon. I think we got to go with Pittsburgh. I mean, Sammy Coley's not bad, though. And we do get we're going to go with San Diego. Johnny McMahon, off to the Padres. Plenty of business being done with the Padres. What sold me is there's a reliever there who can be a sixth guy, maybe even a low-end fifth guy. This has been a pretty wild offseason by our standards. As we get to the Rule 5, I doubt we take anybody. There is a catcher, 32-year-old Lucius Ware. But he has only played in the minors. Could be worth a shot, though. Could be. But But yeah, I mean, you know, some decent free agent spending. We initiate some trades, move on from some players. It's been a weird one. It has been a weird one for us here. Cole Waits. I don't know how good that guy is. Yeah, we're not going to go for Lucius Ware. Let's not go with this. Let's not go with this. So nobody in the Rule 5. Like I said, I don't know how I feel. It's been a weird night. Our team blew it, failed to make the playoffs. Free agency, we do okay. You know, free agency, we do all right. You could argue, should we have spent more money? Was it better to spend what we did spend and open up the trade offers instead? It's an interesting question, but we are in an interesting spot. Dylan Lesko, we might regret not going for him, but Walker Buehler, though, we get the veteran. As we bring in Walker Buehler to try to shore things up with the starting rotation, CJ Abrams signs with Milwaukee, Trace Sweeney with the Nationals. And we are just about where we want to be. Brendan Rodgers with the Rays, Jesus Sanchez. And to spring training we go. Nothing to worry about renewable contracts-wise. I had a hard time not offering Sure a deal. I really did. Share, Sure, whatever you prefer. But we do have Kevin Simmons. And like I said, I do like kind of building with our guys. And I mean, if Kevin Simmons develops, I mean, you could argue like, oh, he'll only ever be as good as Sure is now, but he might be even better. But I mean, we have 4 more years of contract control, dirt cheap, before we have to worry about a big deal. But yeah, we are going young in the outfield here, as was the plan. Pitching looking pretty damn solid. Again, we'll have to sort out quite a bit of this, but that's the big move, is bringing in Fabregas at first base, swapping him out with McMahon. Was that the right choice? It looks like it could be. Quo is now the man at second base. We move on from Michael Busch. We have to bring in Yohan Moncada, but we do get some other options by trading away other pieces. Welsh, Laird now in the mix to be Moncada's successor. We have Bob Conklin, who can hopefully develop into a safety net for Marcelo Meyer. It's an interesting team. I don't know how I feel about the moves that we made, but damn it, the moves are what they are, and swapping out of McMahon seems to be a good idea today. No shit.